Welcome back to our channel. Storm Rider, the USS Zumwalt DDG-1000 Destroyer, projected for operations through 2026 and beyond, represents one of the most advanced and ambitious warships ever built for the United States Navy. It is often described as a ship that blends futuristic design with cutting-edge technology, yet also carries lessons about the challenges of modern naval engineering. At first glance, what makes the Zumwalt instantly recognizable is its unique appearance. Unlike traditional destroyers with tall superstructures and sloping bows, the Zumwalt features an angular, stealth-inspired design with smooth surfaces and sharp lines that reduce its radar signature. To the untrained eye, this ship almost looks like something out of a science fiction film. And that aesthetic is not just for show. The angular hull and composite materials help it blend into the sea, making a 600-foot-long warship appear on radar more like a small fishing boat. This stealth capability is one of its standout features, allowing the ship to get closer to hostile shores and operate with a level of secrecy unusual for a vessel of its size. Beyond its looks, the Zumwalt was conceived as a multi-mission destroyer with the ability to perform land attacks, anti-air, anti-submarine, and surface warfare operations. Its displacement of around 15,000 tons makes it one of the largest destroyers ever built, yet it was designed to operate with a smaller crew thanks to advanced automation. Where a traditional destroyer might require 300 sailors or more, the Zumwalt typically operates with around 150 to 175 personnel. This reduction in manpower is possible because of highly integrated computer systems, automated damage control, and centralized ship controls. For the Navy, this means reduced costs in the long term and greater efficiency in how the ship is run, though it also requires a crew that is highly trained in managing complex systems. The ship's propulsion system is another key area where it breaks away from traditional designs. The Zumwalt is powered by an integrated power system, essentially an all-electric drive that generates massive amounts of electricity, around 78 megawatts. To put that into perspective, that's enough power to run a small city. This system provides energy not just for propulsion, but also for the ship's weapons, sensors, and future upgrades. This power surplus is part of what makes the Zumwalt so futuristic. It was designed with the idea of hosting next-generation weapons such as railguns or directed energy weapons like lasers, which demand enormous amounts of energy. While not all of these systems are operational yet, the ship's infrastructure is built to handle them when the technology matures. When it comes to armament, the Zumwalt originally centered around two advanced gun systems, 155-meter guns designed to provide precise, long-range fire support for troops on shore. These guns were meant to fire special long-range land attack projectiles with ranges of over 60 miles. However, due to skyrocketing costs of ammunition, running close to $1 million per round, the program was restructured, and the Navy shifted focus toward arming the Zumwalt with advanced missile systems. Today, the destroyer boasts around 80 vertical launch cells that can house a variety of weapons, including Tomahawk cruise missiles, anti-ship missiles, and surface-to-air interceptors. In 2026, the ship's role is increasingly being associated with carrying hypersonic missiles, giving it the ability to strike targets at incredible speeds with almost no warning. This shift toward missile-based firepower makes the Zumwalt more versatile and better suited for modern naval conflicts where long-range precision strikes are critical. Its combat systems are equally impressive, integrating advanced radar, sonar, and electronic warfare capabilities. The dual-band radar system combines both X-band and S-band radars to provide exceptional tracking of air and surface targets, though this has evolved over time due to budget adjustments. Even so, the Zumwalt remains a formidable platform for situational awareness, with sensors that can monitor threats across large swaths of ocean. Under the waterline, it carries sophisticated sonar for hunting submarines, making it not just an offensive powerhouse, but also a defensive guardian for carrier groups or other naval formations. The interior design of the ship is another example of modernization. Instead of the cramped utilitarian quarters found on older ships, the Zumwalt offers more comfortable living conditions for its crew, with modernized berthing areas, improved climate control, and better facilities. This may seem like a small detail, but when sailors are deployed for months at sea, quality of life can significantly impact morale and performance. Additionally, the automation of many ship functions reduces the strain on sailors, allowing them to focus more on mission-critical tasks. From a performance standpoint, the Zumwalt can reach speeds of over 30 knots, which is impressive given its size and displacement. The tumble-home hull design, where the sides slope inward rather than outward, is optimized for stealth but has raised questions about stability in heavy seas. Extensive testing, however, has shown the ship can handle challenging conditions, though some experts remain cautious about how it would perform in extreme weather. Still, the ship's maneuverability, speed, and stealth make it a challenging target for adversaries, and its advanced defenses provide significant survivability in combat situations. One of the unique selling points of the Zumwalt class is that it is a ship designed not just for today, but for the future. Its power generation, modular weapons capacity, and emphasis on stealth all reflect an anticipation of future naval warfare, where energy weapons, hypersonics, and electronic warfare will dominate. It's essentially a floating testbed for the technologies of tomorrow, even if that means its early years have been marked by challenges. The high cost of development, over $4 billion per ship, has sparked debate about whether the Zumwalt program was worth the investment, especially since only 3 ships of the class are being built. Yet those 3 ships may prove invaluable, as the Navy transitions into an era where traditional doctrines of naval combat are rapidly changing. Critics point out that the Zumwalt's initial promise of affordable long-range shore bombardment did not materialize, and the scaled-back fleet means it will not replace traditional destroyers on a one-to-one basis. However, supporters argue that the value of the Zumwalt lies in its role as a pioneer. Just as earlier experimental ships paved the way for technologies we now consider standard, the Zumwalt introduces capabilities and lessons that will influence naval design for decades. In 2026, its evolving role as a platform for hypersonic missiles and potential directed energy weapons underscores this point. For a general audience, the Zumwalt can be thought of as the Navy's equivalent of a concept car, except instead of being locked in a showroom, it is an operational warship patrolling the seas. It may not have fulfilled every promise made during its design stage, but it has already reshaped how people think about what a destroyer can be. Whether it's the stealthy profile that makes it look like a small boat on radar, the immense power generation that anticipates futuristic weapons, or the streamlined crew operations that redefine naval life, the Zumwalt stands apart from anything else afloat today. As the USS Zumwalt DDG-1000 moves further into its service life in 2026, it represents both the challenges and the opportunities of pushing boundaries. Naval innovation is rarely a smooth journey, but the benefits often outweigh the setbacks. The Zumwalt may not exist in large numbers, but the lessons it brings and the capabilities it introduces will ripple across future ship classes and strategies. In short, it is more than just a destroyer. It is a glimpse into the future of naval warfare, where stealth, power, and adaptability come together in a package that is as fascinating as it is formidable.